So if you're making $50,000, don't date. Ooh. I'm just being for real. You're not.
You know what this is. You tuning in to Thoughts of Dizzy right here on the Epic Lounge Network. We're going to have to, man. Yo. Out the gate is disrespect. But I ain't going to do too much talking. I'm going to let y'all decide. And I'll share. Well, I'm going to let y'all listen and consume the content, and then I'll share my thoughts. How about that, right? All right, cool. Let's run it back one more time.
So if you're making $50,000, don't date. Ooh. I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date.
Again, I'm with you.
You're not ready to date. You're not ready to date because courtship costs.
Okay.
Everything costs. Okay. You can go for 22 walks in the park. Eventually, shorty is gonna need a sip of something. She gonna be thirsty. This bottle of water is $3 in Atlanta. Let's not play. So if you don't have any expendable cash, don't date. And whatever that looks like for you, you might only make $50,000, but you live in a shoe. And now you got expendable cash. Or get you a bottom of the barrel bitch that's gonna date you when you have no.
So strong accusations. Strong statements, I'm sorry. Strong beliefs. Co-signers, right? People egging her on. Now, she said, what would she say to the effect of, if you don't want to do that? Let's run that back. What did she say in the end? Let's see. Let's run it back probably about 7 seconds.
You might only make $50,000, but you live in a shoe. And now you got expendable cash. Or get you a bottom of the barrel bitch that's going to date you when you have no.
A bottom of the barrel B. I'm trying to work on my cussing, y'all. So I'll let her take care of that part. This thing about money, first of all, she ain't it. I don't think myself or the majority of my circle would even give her the time of day, and we all make well over 50K. Okay, I know I do. So that's fine. But she had more to say. So let's get all the context before we go in on her, right?
When you have no money. If she doesn't have the expectation, and I'm going to tell you this right now, enjoy it while it lasts, because eventually you're going to want to run, because she doesn't stretch you. She doesn't make you the man that you need to become. She allows you to be this stagnant dude in the same jeans for days. You know what I'm saying?
Be cutting up.
I'm
You talk about me.
I don't know too many women out there that, whether regardless of what your money is or not, that's just going to deal with a dude wearing the same pants all the time. I think that was a stretch. I think that was a little bit of a reach. But there's this notion, right? There's this thought process that men have to look a certain type of way to make 50K. A man, just because he make $50,000 a year, don't mean that he wear the same pants every day, whatever the case is. Sometimes people are very frugal and they know how to stack money, save money. They understand how compound interest works, which I feel like she don't even know what that is. But you know what? I hate to go there, but visually, if you're going to talk about a person's financial health, you need to probably check your own physical health. See, what we do in society is we love to nitpick at people when it comes to things that can be changed. Just like I could go in on her weight right now, which I'm not even going to go hard like that. She could change that. That man can change his income. But what kills me about a lot of women that have these expectations and these random rules that they decided to make up before the mic cut on is that they never mention character. I've said this before in past videos. Where the hell is the conversation about character? $50,000 a year can go a long way if that guy has been by himself for 5 years and he's only spent 25 of it. You don't think about that. What about passive income? What about investments? What if he's not counting the money that he makes at his 9 to 5, or if he's only counting that money because the side hustle money is inconsistent with the amount he makes every month? 1 month is $400, the next month is $1,200, the next month is $5,000, the next month is $150. Why are we still judging people based off of their careers and money when clearly that has nothing to do with character, and all of those things can be taken away? My wife likes to watch a show called Selling Sunset. And it was an episode she was watching where all of these people with these gigantic, beautiful homes have nothing because of the fires, the LA fires. They have zero, nothing. They have to start over and they have to rent until they figure out what's going to happen or if they're going to get their whole entire neighborhoods, children losing everything. This is the ignorance in talking about things, about money, and he needs to have a certain amount of money in order to date. Okay, cool, fine. So let's just say that men come together and we agree. And we say, you know what, ladies, you're right. We need to have X amount of dollars before we even entertain the idea of dating. Yeah? We can agree with that? Okay, cool. What do you have to bring to the table? Oh, that's the word, the phrase that women don't like to hear. What do you have to do? If men have to be a certain height, a certain weight, certain amount of money, all of these different things, what do the women have to do? See, I believe it would have been a better approach for her to talk to women and talk to them about their standards, and as well as talking about their standards, also pointing out what they need to also bring with those standards. But those aren't the conversations. It's always about a man's money. That woman right there is not a woman that none of these men should date until that woman grows up. And see, I could come from a position, and I can say this because she's out here giving marriage advice, or I shouldn't even say marriage advice, but dating advice. I'll give you dating advice because I already have a Super Bowl, which is marriage. Yes, I've been married for years now. I have a family and all of that stuff for those that don't know. And I know what it's like to be to the Super Bowl. I know how to get to the Super Bowl. All right. This woman right here is trying to get on a team, telling people the requirements on how to run a team. That's crazy to me. She's not it. She's not hideous, but she ain't it either. All right. There's a whole man. For y'all that know me personally, y'all know I like to bag, and there's a whole lot of things I can say right now, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not trying to bash the woman, but I would love to know why you guys like to hyper focus on this out of all the conversations that you can have. What if the man does make $500,000 a year, but he got 4 baby mamas? What if he's a womanizer? What if he doesn't know how to keep his hands to himself? What if he's got something that you don't realize he has until he gives it to you? Y'all don't talk about all of the things that really can change and affect the life outside of money. Y'all only talk about money, which lets me know that y'all don't understand money. Y'all don't understand relationships. Y'all don't understand the world. Because she said a lot of ignorant things in this video. $50,000. How much do she make? Does she make well over $50,000? Does she have a bed frame instead of the mattress and box spring that's on the floor? Like, really? What are we talking about, man? Over 300,000 women lost their jobs because of all of the cuts that have been made by this administration as far as federal jobs. This is not the narrative you want to perpetuate right now. And by the way, I've had this conversation before. You can make $50,000 work. You can make $30,000 work. It's all in your spending. I've said this before, and I will never get tired of saying it, okay? It's not about what you make. It's about what you can keep. You can make $50K, but what do you have in your savings? What do you have in your investments? But nothing trumps character. Character is what's going to allow for you to be in a committed, long-term, healthy relationship and raise a healthy family, giving your children the best morals and guidance possible. Character. Money does not buy character. Money will define character. So do not listen to this woman. Ladies, do not listen to this woman. Fellas, I know y'all not even paying attention to this woman or the women cackling in the background saying, when you right, you right. Because women that are in a healthy, happy relationship, they don't give this type of advice. They don't give this type of advice. They don't talk like this. I've been around enough married women to understand not happily married, maybe unsuccessfully, or they went through some things, they're not too happy with their spouse. But most women that are in a healthy, happy relationship, marriage, they're not talking like this. It's not divisive. It's inclusive, it's supportive. There's different methods and ideas, but they don't sound like this. This woman right here is hoping one day she will be with the man that she's talking about. That's my theory. That's my prediction. Women that talk like this, saying that they're not going to tolerate this, that, and the other, that's exactly the type of man that they've been dealing with, and they're trying to tell themselves that they deserve more, and they'll continue to deal with those type of men. Because that's common sense to us, men, to know that we need to have our stuff together. We need to do it. That's common sense to us. Don't say that it's not, ladies, because you guys made the choices of the guys that you dealt with. And you guys have a bad habit of saying that all men are this way because of the men you picked. We don't say that. For the most part, we don't say that because we understood what we were doing. We understood the direction we were going, even when the homies told us not to. So that's my synopsis on that. Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section about that. Does she sound, to me, she sound crazy. And 50K, if you could do something with 50K a year, if you don't have kids and it's just you by yourself and you've been handling business, I could go on for days about that. But this dollar amount, like these women are CPAs or something like that, is astounding to me with these opinions. But let me know what you think in the comment section. If this is your first time tuning into Thoughts of Dizzy right here on the Epic Lounge Network, make sure you click that subscribe so we can have more conversations regarding things like this. Anyways, until next time, peace.